Hey everybody, I'm Leon Thomas, and you're here to watch New Biz Buzz, the show that we highlight businesses that are new, unique, or do something to help society. We have a great episode of New Biz Buzz coming up. Here we go. Welcome to New Biz Buzz. Welcome again to New Biz Buzz. You can watch us every Wednesday. 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock, somewhere like that. It's just Wednesday. What are you doing Wednesday between 8:30 and 9 o'clock Eastern time anyway? Exactly nothing, because your favorite shows, the Chicago series, that you just watch that on DVR. Be here, but you can also check it out on recording every week. New Biz Buzz. And if you would like to be a guest on New Biz Buzz, or you know someone that has a business that should be highlighted here, do it the old fashioned way. Send me an email, send it to leonthetrainer@gmail.com. And you can also get in touch with me through my very cool technology called Infone. You go to infone.co/LTG. That LTG stands for the Leon Thomas Group. You go to infone.co/LTG. You can learn all the information you want about the Leon Thomas Group. You can send me a text and an email through there. Let me know that you'd like to be a guest on New Biz Buzz, or you know someone else that would. Here we are. We're here at another episode of New Biz Buzz, and I'm so looking forward to our guest tonight. We have Jason Hansen from Midwest Family Financial. Hey, Jason, what's happening? How you doing?
Hey, Leon, what's going on, buddy?
Everything is just crazy groovy. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, right on. So let's talk about stuff that has nothing to do with our finance right now. Let's talk about college football. Who's your team?
Kansas State, baby. Go
Can't
Wild
how
West.
what? How are they doing this year?
They're doing really well, except the loss to Texas kind of surprised me.
Okay. Okay. So just one loss or two? I mean, I don't follow it at all from Kansas State.
That makes three, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're still in solid bowl game. Right
Yeah,
on. Right on. I live in Maryland, so I don't have much to shout about when it comes to college football. I mean, there's nothing for us to shout about here.
right.
We do have that
What college?
NFL team.
Trying to think what college.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to hear about the Ravens from my buddy there a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. That's it. So let's talk about Midwest Family Financial. Tell us what you do. Don't tell me the whole story, because we're going to be here like 20 minutes, but give me a little piece. What do you do, Jason?
So first of all, Midwest Family Financial was founded by my wife and I 7 years ago. We figured out a long time ago that people will make intelligent decisions with their money if they have good information.
Hmm.
For most of us, we never get any information about money at all. If you think about where we learn our habits and what we know about money, most of us learned that from our parents. So if our parents did well, chances are we'll do at least okay. But if they didn't, we're just kind of out there flapping in the breeze.
Hmm.
So Midwest Family Financial is focused on teaching people how to grow and protect money with huge emphasis on protection.
Okay, right on. How to grow and protect money with a huge emphasis on protection.
That's right.
Now, give me a little bit of education. When we say protect our money, give me an example of that. What's that mean?
Well, let me ask you, what are we trying to protect our money from? Trying to
Well,
protect it from loss,
right, right.
right? So there's a couple different ways that we can lose money. Number one, as we all know, the market is kind of a roller coaster right now.
Mhm.
So we can lose money in a market, and we can lose money if we experience what we call a negative life event. So we
Okay.
protect from both of those things.
Yeah, when you say negative life event, are you talking about a death or something else?
Well, that's one way, but what if we don't die?
Mhm.
What if we experience something like cancer, stroke, heart attack, blindness, coma, organ transplant, loss of limb, severe burns? I could go on all night,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we only have 20 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what we call negative life events.
Okay.
Critical, terminal, or chronic illness.
Critical, terminal, or what is it now? Critical, terminal, or what else?
Chronic,
Chronic illness. Now,
right?
folks, I hope you recognize, folks, you're learning stuff right now. We've been on this show for about 3 minutes, and look at all the information that Jason has shared that many people probably did not know, you didn't think about. Some of you are going, hmm, I never thought of that. So right now, you ought to be contacting Jason, right? So I'm going to make sure you know how to get in touch with Jason. Jason, you use Infone as well. Go ahead and give everyone your Infone link. Go ahead. What's that Infone, Jason?
It is infone.co/JH1.
Okay. All right. Infone.co/JH1. That's how you get in touch with Jason. You have a question, want to review your portfolio, whatever that stuff is. You guys talk, but the big thing is you go ahead and get in touch with Jason. So now, Jason, you mentioned again there was chronic. I should have written them down. What are they again? What are the big three?
Critical, critical, terminal, chronic.
Okay. All
Chronic
right.
chronic reminds us of long-term care because chronic means we can't do two out of the six activities of daily living.
Okay. All right. And so then what do we do? How do we protect ourselves from those things? I read somewhere something about it's not living will. What's it called? It's something else.
It's called living benefits. Yeah.
Living benefits. Okay. And how's that work?
Living benefits will give you access to a big giant pile of money if you experience one of those maladies, and inject money into your household, so you don't go bankrupt.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know,
I like it.
and if it's okay, I'd like to talk about my why
Yeah.
for just a second. December of 1996, I got ejected out of a car going really, really, really fast. And the short story is, I spent almost a month in the hospital and then a year off work after that. Completely financially devastated me. I had great health insurance. Health insurance pays for doctors, hospitals, medication.
Mm.
Doesn't pay the house payment, the car payment, the co-payment, all of the other things that go along with living. The, we don't think about those things because we're life's good and
Mhm.
it's never going to happen to us, right? That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
So I've experienced it.
Hmm. So you experienced it, and is that what led you and your wife to start your business?
That's eventually, yes,
Yeah.
after
How
we
about that?
clawed our way back from being financially devastated. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. So you experienced something and said, you kind of figured out how to make your way back, but now you're sharing information and you're also helping others so that they are prepared if those things happen to them. And that's one of the reasons we wanted you on New Biz Buzz because you're helping people. You're helping society, right? By doing that. So thank you so much for what you're doing. This is really good stuff. How long have you been doing this?
7 years.
Okay. And it's you and your wife together. Right on. I
Yep.
like it. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, good. So now tell me this. Um, and what's one of the mistakes that people make when it comes to their finances? What's like the thing you look at someone, you talk to them, what's like that thing where you go, "Uh-huh, yep, here's another one. They didn't do what?"
Um, Probably the biggest mistake is inaction and
Mhm.
believing that you can take care of it next week or next year or who knows when.
Mhm.
Um, you know, Failing to plan is planning to fail,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest thing I see is people waiting. The average age that folks start preparing for retirement, in our country is 53 years old.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah, not making a plan, not having a plan, um, not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you and your wife and your business, you could to help folks prepare for retirement, make sure they have everything that taught you would talk to them and educate them about everything they would need to start thinking about. So folks shouldn't wait until obviously till they're 53. They should talk to you early so they can get things in place.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I guess as I've heard before, the earlier you start thinking about it, the more prepared you are, and so forth. And let's talk some more about living benefits. Give me a little bit more about how that works. I know there's a video or something that you have out there about living benefits. If we could show that link, and if you could tell us a little more about what living benefits, what's that mean? How's that all work?
Well, again, it's gives you access to money in the event of a critical, terminal, or chronic illness. Um, for example, well, I'll tell you a short story about one of our clients. One of our
Hmm.
clients down in Atlanta, Georgia. This has been a few years ago. Um, she was 32 years old, healthy as a horse, had a great career. She had two adorably beautiful little girls, and her ex-husband was completely out of the picture. Her parents had both passed away when she was a teenager. She got diagnosed with cancer. For 2 years, her and her doctor did everything that doctors and cancer patients are supposed to do. At the end of 2 years, the doc called her in and said, "I'm sorry, this is the worst day of my life. I have to tell you, you're terminal." She says, "Time out, doc. I can't die. I've got these two little girls. There's nobody left to take care of them."
Hmm.
And I'll shorten the story up just a little bit. Um, what happened was she was able to access, she had health insurance, but they exhausted it. In the end, she was able to access about almost $900,000 to go pay for a treatment that her health insurance wouldn't cover. In May of 2019, she watched the youngest one of those little girls graduate high school
Wow.
because of that.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
extremely powerful. I'd love to tell you the whole story and you know kind of give you some details about it, but I know we're
Yeah.
kind of on a time constraint. But yeah,
Yeah. Wow. So that's an example of why it's important to have that living benefit.
I have hundreds of examples and testimonials from clients that have had those experiences.
Yeah. Now that link we're displaying now, that takes anyone to a video about living benefits. Is that
That's
what
right.
that is?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
About a 15-minute little snippet about how living benefits works.
Mm-hmm. This sounds like something everyone should listen to, should watch, and should contact you to learn more about. You and I met on another show earlier this week with our mutual friend Tony Macadon with Infone, and you mentioned living benefits then, and prior to that, I had never heard of it. I mean, just and I have friends that are in finance, friends that are in insurance. I coach racquetball. I run a youth racquetball program. One of the coaches is an attorney who specializes in some type of finance. No one's ever mentioned living benefits. Everybody talks about the auto insurance you ought to have, and when you go through
Mhm.
your open enrollment, look for this and your health insurance, yak 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 yak, all of that stuff. No, you're the first person that's ever mentioned living benefits.
And they've been around for several years. It's just we are focused on teaching everybody that we can about living benefits and how not to lose money in the market.
You're here watching New Biz Buzz. We're here every Wednesday, 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock. But in whatever time it is, we'd like you to be here to take part, watch our show, ask questions, but most importantly, contact those guests that we have on the show and tell them you learned about them on New Biz Buzz, and contact them and help their business grow. Tonight, we're here talking to Jason Hansen with Midwest Family Financial. So, Jason, we were having a cool conversation there about living benefits, and again, I've never heard of it. I have friends that sell all types of insurances, but never heard about living benefits. That's something a lot of people need to get in touch with you about.
I always say if you breathe, you need living benefits.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it sounds expensive, but you'd be surprised
Yeah.
for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, when we first met earlier this week, I committed that I was going to contact you by Thursday to discuss living benefits. And so this show's being recorded on Wednesday, which means tomorrow I'll be reaching out to you to learn about living benefits. Now, Jason, something that I heard through a mutual friend is that you and your wife Lori provide some free education through workshops. How often do you do those workshops? Where can one learn about those?
We do our Money 101 classes at least once a week, usually in the evenings. But we can make special. We can do them specially for groups of people. If somebody has a group of people that they would like to introduce the class to, it's a free
Mhm.
class. There's nothing for sale, and I always like to stress that we don't chase anybody. Um, a lot of people sometimes get a little bit nervous talking to financial people because they're scared of getting chased down. Um, we don't chase anybody because the information that we talk about, most people actually ask us for more information.
Mhm. Okay. And so that's about once a week or so. And if you go to Jason's infone, that's infone.co/JH1, you can learn all about Jason and his wife and their business. And most importantly, you can get in touch with them to learn about that money 101 that's going to help you. So I look forward to all of you doing that. Let Jason know you heard about him through New Biz Buzz, because if you're watching the show and you met Jason, that's probably how you heard about him, was through New Biz Buzz. So let him know. Let him know that. So Jason, so you mentioned that you had your story. You talked about being ejected from a car, and it brought you to a new realization of what you need to have, and now you're here helping folks do it. You're in Nebraska, right?
I'm in Nebraska, but I'm also licensed in several other states as well.
Okay, all right. So folks that live somewhere else, they could probably still do business with you and not have to worry about any of the legalities and all of that stuff. They can still get in touch with you. So other than contacting you in Nebraska about a good piece of beef, they could also get their financial life in order by
That's right.
contacting you. But they could contact you about good beef too, also, right?
They could. I,
Yeah.
I have a great place for some great ribeyes.
Okay. Okay. Now we have about 2 minutes remaining, Jason, and we're going to go away from finance just for a second. Let's talk meat.
All
What's
right.
the difference between a ribeye and a New York strip and all that? I was at a restaurant last night and they were recommending the ribeye and the New York strip. I don't know the difference between the two.
Okay. Well, I'm not trained in meat, Leon.
Okay.
However, what my experience has been, now everybody talks about a T-bone, T-bone this, T-bone that. We all like T-bones. T-bones are great. Ribeye to me is much better than a T-bone. Um, my preference is ribeye. I'll eat a
Okay.
New York strip. I'll
Uh-huh.
eat a KC strip.
All right.
My preference is ribeye. I have them specially cut from the cow over here at my butcher just down the street.
That sounds like fresh meat,
It's as fresh as you can get.
and I bet it tastes so much better than what I'm getting here in Maryland that's been shipped across half the country
Uh huh.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal. So again, we're here with Jason Hansen with Midwest Family Financial. You want to get in touch with him to talk about your financial settings in your life, get all of that squared away. Go to info.co/JH1 to get his website, phone number, and all of that stuff. And he also has some pretty cool videos on his info. So if you pull up his info, you can see some really cool videos. And there's one there that we're displaying the link to on Vimeo that talks about living benefits. And that's the thing I'm going to be contacting you about, Jason. That would be tomorrow, Thursday, November 10th. And Jason, if I don't contact you tomorrow, just come on YouTube and tell everybody that I didn't, that I'm not a man of my word. I mean, just go ahead and blast me if I don't.
I don't like to blast people because we all have lives and things happen.
Okay. That's true. Well, I just hope nothing happens tomorrow because I really do need to get in touch with you about this. And so one final question. What about long-term insurance? Is that something we all should consider having? How does that work in the most? So like, or maybe even long-term, like when I'm saying long-term, I'm talking like if you had to go into assisted living or nursing home, anything like that. Is that something that we should consider getting?
Living benefits will take care of that for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's all included.
Ah.
It's not long term care insurance though.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
the chronic benefit acts as close to a long term care policy as you can get.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and
Good.
statistically, while we're really quick, Leon, let
Yeah.
me throw some stats out here. 50% of us will wind up in a facility before we pass away. So between
Hmm.
my wife, she's younger, she's smarter, she's healthier, she's better looking than I am. Right? You've seen her. No, you haven't.
Uh-huh.
You'd agree with me. Anyway,
Okay.
anyway, um, so it's probably going to be me that needs to go to the home. So when I get into my 80s, maybe my late 80s, and I can't tie my shoes, I can't button my shirt, I can't feed myself, whatever the case is, she's going to say, Jason, I love you, but you got to go. You got to
Uh-huh.
go to the facility. She puts me in the facility. Who pays for that?
Mhm.
We do. Out of the money we've been saving our whole life. The
Mhm.
average facility, average facility, you know, depending on what part of the country and what type of care you need, anywhere between $8,000 and $15,000 a month. So,
Mhm.
um, what happens when you drain your savings? They say, you got that house. Why don't you sell that house,
Mhm.
right? Or why don't you just tap into your living benefits and have your living benefits pay for it for you?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. The situation you just brought up, our producer who does an outstanding job in the background, he's working this show, Dr. J, one of the best producers around, and I and several of our friends in the last couple years have had to help our parents navigate that whole long-term care thing, right? And of course, the conversation that comes up is how you gonna pay for it,
yep,
right? And I've had some of my relatives have been able to liquidate an asset, and that was the money that was used to take care of their long-term care. But even when they went in, I'm thinking this money is only going to last so long,
yep.
right? I've had friends that go through the same situation. In fact, I talked to one today, whose mom is starting to have some serious health issues. She fell, um, bumped her head, and has a subdural hematoma. And so they're looking at option, and of course that whole finance thing. And so it seems like what you provide, the education services that you provide, if someone would do that early, you're actually helping your children and your nieces and nephews and taking a worry off their plate. Am I reading that properly?
You are spot on. Let me just throw this in there really quick too, Leon. Leon, it's not just for old people.
Mhm.
Um, the rehab facilities that I know about, so rehab hospitals for spinal cord injuries, coma, all those types of things.
Mhm.
The average age of a person in one of those rehab hospitals, somewhere between 30 and 35. So it's not just for old people.
What?
They're all chronically ill. They can't do 2 out of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I have so many people that need to talk to you just to learn that. And 2 out of 6. Give me those six again.
2 out of 6: toileting, transferring, feeding, continence, bathing, and dressing.
Wow.
So same triggers as long-term care.
Yeah. This has been so educational. Wow. Thank you, Jason.
I appreciate you having me, Leroy, or Leon. I'm sorry.
Yeah. 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 We're good. Thank you so much because you just open my mind to so many things that I need to think about, and I know others do too. And It's through shows like this that we hope we can get people to recognize where the need is, but also to provide the education. And you've seen shows where folks come on and say, "Buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me," and they don't teach you anything. You've provided just some great information tonight, so thank you, Jason. We really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't sell anything. All I do is educate and facilitate what my clients ask me to do for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, folks. This is New Biz Buzz. Tonight, our guest was Jason Hansen with Midwest Family Financial. If you want to get in touch with Jason, let's show Jason again on the screen and give us a wave. Here's how you get in touch with this man right here. Let's show Jason on the screen. There's Jason, and you can get in touch with him by going to infone.co/JH1. Learn about everything you need to get your financials in order. That's Midwest Family Financial, Jason Hansen. I'm Leon Thomas. Thanks for watching another episode of New Biz Buzz. If you would like to be a guest on our show, or you know someone that wants to be a guest on our show, you can go to my infone. That's infone.co/LTG. And you can also go to our company's website. That's the leonthomasgroup.com. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, send me a message and we'll talk to you to find out if your business is new, unique, or does something to help society and help people like Jason does at Midwest Financial. Thanks for Midwest Family Financial. Thank you for watching New Biz Buzz. We'll see you next time. Here we go.